Hey y'all, hey, and welcome to Tootie Talk. Since I didn't have to run and get here before this little time will run out, y'all. Trying to lock the door so the babies won't come in and hear my conversation, okay? So, hey everybody, I am Tootie. Welcome to Tootie Talk Sense. Thank you to all the old subscribers. Hey to all the new subscribers, and don't forget to like and share this video, y'all. So, Beyonce stepmama, y'all. Her ex stepmama is on Beyonce internet, right? Over here talking about some Beyonce. So I said, let me see what this is about because it's been trending that Beyonce half brother was saying, "Why don't she love me?" and something like that was the headline. And I was like, that sounded like clickbait. So I said, let me go see what this is talking about because first of all, it's two sisters. It's Beyonce and Solange. So why is this lady talking about just Beyonce? So I'm like, I wanted to disconnection and dropped off again. I am so StreamYard. Y'all working my nerves now. You're working my nerves. Baby, I'm gonna just keep going because StreamYard is really trying me, and now I'm back. Y'all did this the last one, right? Because I ain't even finna say nothing bad about Beyonce. Don't do me like that, okay? So well, I'm like, let me see what this article is talking about because it's Solange and Beyonce. So why is this article all about? Why is the headlines reading that Beyonce ain't messing with her half brother? So I'm like, is Solange talking to her half brother and Beyonce not? That's the only reason why I would feel like it's justified to say Beyonce in the single out Beyonce. So I went and looked up the original article because it was reported through the Suns. And when I looked up the original article, y'all gonna see when I read the article, when she say in there, it make it seems like that old me and him started the relationship after while we was friends first, and then like after he got a divorce or something like that she says. But let me read the article so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about. So this is the original article that she did the interview with. So it says, is this from the US Suns? And it says, breaking my soul, inside Beyonce relationship with estranged brother who lived in trailer 10 miles from Star's $157 million mansion. Well, y'all, it's my Tito's. I probably shouldn't go live when I'm drinking my Tito's, but it's been a rough day. Let me pause. Real quick, let me tell y'all about my day real quick, right? So I didn't had my light in my kitchen then went out, right? The ceiling fan, and it didn't drop down. I don't know if the person installed it right, but it dropped down, right? So I'm like, okay, I got to get this thing fixed. So me and my husband, then saved our money and then bought a new ceiling fan for the kitchen, right? A little nice one, got the little flowers, everything. We get it delivered, and then somebody then came and stole the package from off our thing. We got the ring door, we got cameras all around the houses and everything. I'm pretty sure it was a neighbor. So I said, let me have me a drink and calm my nerves. But let me continue back to this article. But that's why I'm a little frustrated. That's why I got my little Tito's doing. We're going to see how it's going to go tonight. Okay. When Beyonce collects the keys to her new $157 million Malibu mansion, she will not be short of celebrity pals to call on. Stars including Gwyneth Paltrow and Kim Kardashian live down the road. I like that dress, Beyonce. Beyonce 13-year-old half-brother Nixon stayed just 10 miles away from the star. They keep just mentioning how much this house costs. New $157 million Malibu mansion. Get it, girl. So that's the mama up there with the son. I'm like, the son is only 14. Why they got him out here, I don't know. But the Nixon picture with mom, Alexsandra Wright remains estranged from his famous sister and often asks, "Why doesn't that person love me?" And you see, it say sister with one with ain't no S to it. There's just one sister. Both of them sisters is famous. So why are we just on Beyonce? Let's continue on to the article. But one person unlikely to be invited over is the billionaire 13-year-old half brother Nixon, who stays just 10 miles away but remained estranged from his famous sister. So I'm like, okay, so y'all talking about this because she stay 10 miles away and Solange don't, or because it's just Beyonce? But hardworking single mother Alexsandra Wright, who had her son with Beyonce dad Matthew Knowles, was forced to move into a mobile home when the lad. This cannot be a U.S. article. When the lad, we don't say that, but when the lad, when she was bankrupt in 2014. Today, she revealed that Nixon asked, "Why doesn't that person love me?" She also tells how she was broken down and cried while listening to one of the megastar songs, what she believes relates to Matthew leaving the single mom, the singer Tito's, the singer mom Tina, which led to him dating Alexandra. So I'm looking like, uh, from the news reports I remember from back in the day. Now, this is just my memory. And one day he left Tina and then started dating Alexandra. It was that he was having an affair with Alexandra. Tina found out the marriage ended and then he found out because she was pregnant with Nixon. And that's how they did. One like, oh, well, they broke up and then Alexandra and him started dating. But moving on, y'all. I'm gonna go back. I found the article, and I'm gonna go back and and read that article because who's you playing with? Anyway, in an exclusive interview, businesswoman Alexandra, who's 52, says, "If you listen to Ring Off, it's the story. It's not for me, but I know the timing. I was inside." How do you know the timing if you ain't started dating him? And to okay, okay. It's not for me, but I know the timing. I was inside. And when I listen to it, I have goosebumps and tears. Was you in tears when you was living with that lady husband? It makes me cry for them because everyone is in pain and there has been so much sadness. Of the singer not seeing her half brother, she adds, she, Beyonce, is a billionaire, and she brought the most expensive house in California, saying like, hey, 10 miles from where we live. But no, there have been any contact. There have not been any contact. The pain still needs to heal. My main concern has been dealing with a child that asks, why doesn't that person love me? It's a very human story. And I sat in the bathroom and cried sometimes because I just don't know how to help him be his own person. But I believe our children and grandchildren will be much better human beings than we are. Wait, that was a little shade. What you mean, much better human beings? So you, there's a little shade towards Beyonce. They have Snapchat and all that. I think they will find a way to open up and have that conversation. So that's Beyonce 40,000 square feet oceanfront mansion. Okay, it looks nice. They so petty. Then they're gonna show a picture of Alexandra. Sought assistance from a charity and was forced to move to a 2-bedroom trailer. So then they have Beyonce mansion and this 2-bedroom trailer, which in my opinion don't have anything to do with Beyonce. That got to do with the life that the daddy is providing for you. But she have took the daddy to court for child support. I'm gonna show y'all that article. But this is why is this article about Beyonce? Beyonce ain't the one who laid down with you and had that baby. Let's continue. Sitting down with Alexandra and her son, it's hard to imagine they are related to the jet set pop star 41 and her rapper husband Jay-Z, who's 43. Beyonce is estimated to be worth nearly $400 million. Her wealthy husband could be as much as $2 billion. Mama 3, Beyonce has made a fortune for releasing 7 albums and 83 singles, signing endorsement deals with firms such as Pepsi and starring in movies including Dreamgirl. That was my movie. That was my movie. Her current Renaissance World Tour alone could generate an astonishing $1.5 billion. The singing daughter, the singer daughter, Blue Ivy, 11, joined her mom on stage doing a performance as Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London last month. The youngster has been indulged in ways most kids could only dream of. Yeah, because that's her mama and her daddy. That Nixon mama and her daddy is not Blue Ivory mama and her daddy. But moving on, she was given a $50,000 Barbie doll for her first birthday and has use of an 800,000 playroom with a jumbo TV screen. Nixon's most treasured possession is a $259 Nintendo Switch game system. My kids ain't even got that, so I mean, you gotta take the good. I'm optimistic. I will look at the good. At least he got a Nintendo Switch game. He's enjoying cooking Hello Fresh meals. You can afford Hello Fresh because I be at Aldi's. He enjoyed cooking Hello Fresh meals and playing basketball in the park. While his clothes are often bought from the US version of discount store TK Maxx. Compare properties also show the vast disparity in their fortune. Beyonce and Jay-Z snapped up to $40,000, 40,000 square foot oceanfront mansion with a pool and a water feature for a record 200 million in May, making its California most expensive pad. Yeah, Beyonce and Jay-Z. Yeah, Alexandra, we're gonna compare Alexandra to Beyonce and Jay-Z. Okay. Yeah, Alexandra was briefly left without a roof over her head in 2014 when she was bankrupt by a court battle with Beyonce dad. So Matthew knows. Stop bringing Beyonce up in here. Beyonce dad over child support that cost her $250,000. She saw assistance from a homeless charity and was forced to move to a two-bedroom trailer, the U.S. equivalent of a mobile home, before her actress friend Shar Jackson, 46, took her in. So if I'm not mistaken, Shar Jackson is the one who has the baby by Britney Spears' baby daddy. Wasn't he with? He was a backup dancer for Britney Spears back in the day, but first he was with Shar Jackson, and then he went and had the babies by Britney Spears, and racked in. But and I said I would understand why she would come to that lady aid, and I'm quite sure the lady is thankful. Continuing on, she had also had to protect her identity after death threats from Beyonce friends. That behalf is serious out here on these streets. That's what that translates to. It was not until 2017 that she was able to return to rent her own apartment. Earlier this year, Global Collective CEO Alexsandra moved into a 5-bedroom house in one of LA's suburbs. Okay, you're doing your thing. Good girl. Good for you, girl. She drives an older, regular, I'm assuming that's supposed to be regular car that pales in comparison to Beyonce 1959 convertible Rolls Royce silver worth an estimated $80,000. Because she ain't Beyonce. That baby ain't Beyonce's. Nothing. You can't compare. And if she in a LA home, 5-bedroom in the suburbs, she doing all right. And that ain't Beyonce baby. Yeah, I'm gonna go into how I feel about a sibling if they should take care of their siblings. But right now, this article is steady comparing what Beyonce have compared to what the half brother have. When Beyonce is living off her money that she worked and she got. Now, whether or not you feel like Beyonce should take care of her little brother, that's a different subject. But this article is steady comparing Beyonce and her husband and Beyonce kids, or what they didn't work and got and what they didn't work for their kids, to her half brother. And I would assume you should compare the mom, Alexsandra, and Matthews, and instead of comparing Beyonce. But that's my personal opinion. And while the singer is known as Queen Bee, Nixon triumphed in his non-fee paying school spelling bee. They paid for that with Queen Bee, and he didn't want a spelling bee. They is this whole art a spelling bee competition last year, making his mom immensely proud. Alexandra came into Beyonce guided world when she started a 2-year relationship with businessman Noel 71 that ended a short time after Nixon was conceived in 2019. She served him with legal papers that forced him to take a DNA test, proving he was the dad. He was later blamed for ending his 31-year marriage to wife Tina 69. There was even claims that Beyonce fired her dad as her manager after finding out about the affair. Alexsandra insists her ex, who she refers to as MK, Matthew Knowles, was let go after an audit of his finances began and claims of misappropriate funds. So she was saying that he was stealing money from Beyonce, and that's why she let him go, and she didn't let him go because of that affair. That's what that translates to. He later denied the allegation. She said, I met him after I started working in PR for Microsoft in 2017. MK wanted to do an overall entertainment deal for his daughter, and I was summoned to Seattle for the meeting because there were no people of color. Who was that? Microsoft? We didn't have no people of color. After that, MK insisted I work on his account and started saying I needed Alex in his meetings. He had a lot of bravado and he was very persistent. He said, I am going to stay in Seattle until you agree to have a drink with me. After he stayed for 2 or 3 weeks until I finally said fine, she added, I was not conflicted about the situation because his marriage was not a functional marriage. But all mistress say this. Isn't in the mistress handbook? Is this like mistress 101? Like, is that like the first day they were like, you always say that you didn't break up the marriage? The marriage was already over, or they was already having problems before me. I'm like, okay. Continuing on. I don't think he told his family about me. You really? Really, you don't think he went home and told his wife about his mistress? I don't think so either, lady. I shouldn't have drank this Tito before I started. It was a complex situation, and the family structure has been fractured for a long time. I would say I was in love, but in hindsight, we were both workaholics and we became codependent. I got pregnant in May 2019, and I found out the following month. We rented 2 beach houses in San Diego, and we got all our friends down to celebrate. MK, Matthew, Beyonce daddy, wanted to name our son David, and there were these long-term plans. And it was when we were headed back that he found out about the audit. I remember he called from somebody saying your client, referring to Beyonce, just took a meeting without you. So he got a call and they told him Beyonce is over here taking meetings without you. That had never happened before. His reaction was one of panic because he was scared of losing his position. So Beyonce was in an audit she took without her dad, and he was scared because he knew he was stealing that money. That's what that she's translating that into regular terms. That's what that means. He had joint credit cards and bank accounts, and after the audit started, he just cut them off. I left him, and he didn't ever expect me to make that choice. Wait, so you with him till he got out of it and he lost all his money and you left him? Okay. It ended. I ended it because I'm better than that. You want better than sleeping with the married man, but you once he got cut off, you like, nah, I'm better than that because God said. Was I the scapegoat for what happened by the family? No. By Matthew, yes. Knowles have always refused to meet his son, according to Alexsandra. He does pay child support. Having turned 13 in February, Nixon is now facing some tough questions about his famous sister. Alexandra said people will ask him straight up at school, are you the brother? Whatever they can Google, they will ask him directly. Even the grown-ups will take pictures of him. Nixon has never been the luxury. Nixon has never had the luxury of being a normal child. Being related to someone famous, some other kids like him, and they lose their identity. They are so and so brothers or stepkids. It's hard for him to comprehend. He's a quiet kid and very reserved. So why you got his now? If y'all seen the article, she got his picture up in here. Now, if he already having problems with people coming to him like, "Oh, you Beyonce brother," and want to ask questions about Beyonce, why would you make this article and put his picture in here? You could have just put your picture up in there. Like, okay, I tell him fame does not equal happiness. So never covet what someone else has. But it's hard to see people living as billionaires. What does that kid think when I'm working 16 hours a day and trying to get accounts paid? How does it feel? I think Beyonce is a lovely person and she has never done anything to harm me. I don't want anything from them. I just want my son to be free and to have a happy life. That's Beyonce, her daddy. That's the daddy they talking about right there, girl. That's Beyonce in 2017 for Green Girl. That's her for this article with her son that she's talking about already having a hard time because people know it Beyonce because I have never seen the boy before because I don't look at it like that. So the ones who haven't seen him now, you didn't put him out there. Okay, move on. Alexsandra has also revealed how she was broken down and cried while listening to one of the stars hit. Okay, that's the end of that article, y'all. So this is a mess. This goes back into a whole story on a whole story where you go and we can have the conversation about the half brothers, half sisters, whether or not you feel like that is Beyonce responsibility, because that article was comparing Beyonce worth. Nowhere in that article did it say how much is Matthew's worth and what even amount Matthews was made to pay if he's paying his house, his car, but it's talk about Beyonce house and Beyonce car. Now, personally, me, I was raised with we wasn't raised to say half this and half that. We was just siblings, and I'll tell y'all this story, right? Because anybody who watched know I have 7 sisters, right? And so my mom, when I went to my dad's side of the family, one of my aunties had said, "Oh, you're half sisters." And I had never heard that term before. So I went back to my mom. I was like, "Oh, mom," she said, "these my half sisters." And my mama said, "You go back, you tell her. Y'all came out the same hole, so y'all whole sisters." So I went right back and was like, "My mama said," had no idea. So I was much older. And I was like, "You nasty mama." Exactly what she meant. That's just not a term that I was raised on. Like half this, half that. It's even the step because she got married to my sister's dad and he had a son that it was not a stepson. It was this your brother and these are your sisters. That was just not a term that I was raised on. But do I feel like as a sibling, it's your responsibility to take care of your younger siblings? I feel like if you're able to, yes, but this is a completely different situation because the mistress was, and probably in Beyonce and Solange's eyes, the mistress was the reason that your mom and your dad is not together. Mind you, they grew up with their mom and their dad being together. So you broke up their family. Now the son should not be made to pay for this. But Beyonce should not be made to pay for the mistakes of her father either. Like she should not be held some in her house being compared to where the boy grew up. That's not her financial responsibility. Yes, she has that much money. Yes, it would be nice. Yes, you think most people would, but that's not her financial responsibility for the whole article to surround around Beyonce. Not even Solange. There's a whole other sister. Not even Solange. It's the whole article is about Beyonce. So I want to say, let me see. It was another article that I have found. Okay, so this is a statement that the lady had released. And now this was back when it first came out. You remember how she just said, "Oh, it was a business relationship, and I'm not the reason." But this is an article from back when when everything first got released. And this is article where she apologized. No, this is Alexsandra Wright released a statement regarding latest child support hearing against Matthew Knowles. So this is when she first took Beyonce daddy to court, right? Now this is 2013. So Alexsandra Wright has released the following statement regarding the status of her child support hearing against Matthew Knowles. It is with a heavy heart. It is with a heavy heart we must head back to Superior Court to continue to fight for the rights of my son, Nixon Knowles, who was proven to be Matthew Knowles' biological son. My family and I have exhausted every non-legal avenue to urge Matthew to be a responsible father and to follow the stipulated judgment we reached together, which was approved by California Superior Court. The official judgment was filed and dated September 10, 2010. Every detail was covered and agreed to by Mr. Knowles after a year of private negotiations. We have attempted to appeal to him and his team to adhere to that agreement, and the court stipulated judgment in regards to our son's education, outstanding medical expenses, and other issues, with the hopes of keeping the situation private, considering all parties involved. Unfortunately, we have been unsuccessful with any sorts of private negotiation. I am deeply saddened that our personal business is being aired in such a public forum. As a result of false statements made by sources very close to our situation, rumors and innuendos are openly being spread about my son and me. Naturally, the negative words affect both of our families, children, and careers. Therefore, I find it unavoidable to remain silent. Those close to me know that my primary concern is my son Nixon's welfare and well-being, both now and in the future. You just put pictures. Okay. I feel like this is important for him to know when he comes of age that he wasn't a mistake and that he was a product of love. In the beginning, Matthew and I had a working relationship that encompassed mutual respect and professional admiration. When I met him, I already had a very successful and financially viable career. She was like, I ain't no gold digger, but I ain't messing with no broke. That's what that was. He positioned himself as a mentor to me and someone that I could turn to for business advice. As time passed, our relationship turned into a very close personal one. I never wanted or intended to hurt anyone in the process. I regret the pain that I have contributed to his family and to my own family. I have the utmost respect and admiration for both his daughters. They are both lovely women. I also regret the pain that this situation has caused his ex-wife, Tina. Very much one day I will get the opportunity to tell her personally, like, I'm sorry I was messing with your husband and everything. And your girls are nice and stuff, but I was sorry I was laying down with him, even though I knew he was married, girl. My bad. So my son, my family, and I thank you for your prayers and hope you will understand our need for whatever little privacy we have left during this period. We are extremely appreciative of the family and friends that are standing by us. We are overwhelmed by their generous outpouring of love, concern, and support. I'm fighting for every single parent and child as I fight for my own. I think that meant to say every mistress, but I don't know. Yeah. That's the one. That's the statement she had released back in 2013. So I'm like, in that statement, she was like, well, we knew each other professionally. So I'm like, you always said you knew each other professionally. But I want to say everybody knew, and I was a kid back then. Everybody knew that Beyonce daddy was the manager and the mama who they was with and married to, made their clothes and everything. So if you knew him professionally, you knew he was married. And so, but he was persistent. Okay, girl. Okay. And so let me see. I think this article right here is this is 2013. So this article was made, and then this article, I'm steady saying this article. Let me show y'all the article. This article was before. See, Matthew Knowles' ex-mistress apologized to Beyonce, Tina, and Solange in open letter. So that's the open letter that I just read to you guys when she was saying, "Oh, we knew each other. They lovely women. One day, I hope to talk to Tina." She didn't even say to apologize. She just said to talk to her. I don't know what you're talking to the lady about. And if you ain't finna apologize for your part you pay. Yes, it is that man responsibility. He's the one who went in front of that altar and made vows before God in the court to be with this woman. But you knew that man was married. So this is Beyonce, her sister Solange, and their mother Tina Knowles are having to relive a difficult period of their life. Beyonce father and former manager Matthew Knowles cheated on Tina and welcomed a child into the world with his mistress, Alexsandra Wright. This is back in 2013. Tina would later divorce Matthew, and Beyonce would fire him as her manager. Matthew has since moved on, marrying another woman named Gina Avery earlier this year. That's 2013. Now he was cheating with you, had an affair with you, then had this baby with you, and didn't even marry you, baby. Wright, who's reportedly been fighting Mr. Knowles in court for child support, released an open letter to the gospel site santarose.com. And this is and that's the letter that I just read, y'all. The one that, I am deeply sad that our personal business is being aired in such a public forum. But now that's 2013, so it's what, 10 years later when she's in a public forum and talking about how her son, and everybody's questioning her son about that being a sister, that Beyonce his sister, and there's no relationship there. So what do y'all think? Do y'all think that there's a responsibility that lies within Beyonce? Let me get some more of my tea though. That lies within Beyonce to take care of her half brother. Do y'all think it's even fair for the news outlet or this mistress to report this story and comparing Beyonce finances and her home and where she lives to compare it to where her half brother lives? So now like I just said earlier, I personally feel like if Beyonce choose to take care of her half brother, good jobs, kudos to her. If her half brother was in like homeless, they living in a homeless shelter, and the woman did say that they did. I would, if one of my sisters, and whether I get along with the parent, baby, I ain't gonna even tell y'all a story about baby daddy and my oldest, not even baby daddy, my oldest daughter father. Now, my oldest daughter is her father. He has other kids, and like I said, I was raised, and we were all just siblings. So my oldest daughter, and even though the father is not involved in her life, she still reached out, and I tried to make a point that they would still know each other, even back when it was crazy and them baby mamas was crazy and stuff like that. She's his firstborn. There's two more after him. I tried to make it always open that they will always know each other and have a relationship. But when things got too crazy, I told her, okay, well, we done did all we can do. And hopefully when he turns 18, we're going to always leave this door open that when he turns 18, he can come and he can be involved. And then we can explain the situation. And I'm thinking that that could be what Beyonce is doing now, where Beyonce and Solange, we're just saying Beyonce and Solange, that could be what they're doing, because I don't know the situation and nothing had never came out as far as Beyonce relationship, or if Beyonce and Solange relationship, and if they have any communications with this Alexsandra Wright, with this mistress. So, hey Shirley, this Barbara. I don't know. Well, I don't know which one is Barbara. If Alexsandra is Barbara, but so she could be just leaving it open because they do not want to deal with the mom. And I heard somebody else say this today, that you're the mistress and she's very close with her mom. So that could be, you don't know if her mom's going to take that as a slight or what, that if Beyonce get, because he's, I think they said 13, 14 that the little boy is. So technically you still would have to go through the mom to see the son. Now 13, 14 nowadays they got their own phone, but you may be able to talk to him without talking to the mom. But if you want to go see him, you want him to come to your house or things of that nature, you have to go through the mom. And she may not want to deal with the mom. She may not respect the mom. I mean, she's a married woman herself. How she I mean, ain't too many married women, whether it's my husband mistress or it's another mistress, that we don't trust mistresses. I don't care who husband you to mess with. And what's the story behind it? But we ain't trying to he and ha ha and kumbaya with mistress, because we just like, I don't trust you. I don't trust that type of woman. So she might be on some. He's all right. He's taken care of. I don't know if this lady expect her to pay her daddy, because as far as what I done seen, Beyonce don't even kick it with her daddy like that. So I know doggone well she ain't finna pay his child support. So I hope that ain't what you're hoping for. But what else do you want the girl to do? I don't know if she maybe don't want to deal with the mom, and she could be just waiting to. Because I was in that situation. I'm like, we gonna wait till your brothers and things, your brothers get of age, and that way you can they're welcome to come over for the night. Y'all can live here, everything. But if it comes to having to deal with the mom, and that's gonna cause drama in my life, because you didn't already look at this article. This whole article is it's she's talking about Beyonce. Like I said, she didn't even mention Solange up in here. You're talking about Beyonce. So if you're already this messy and you ain't even involved in my life, imagine if she let that lady in her life, and she, I ain't no telling what magazine she finna go to and do an article about whether it's true or not. Oh, and when I went to her house, her and Jay Z was over there, and Blue Ivy is blah, blah, and I don't even know the rest of them kids' name because she got the twins too, y'all. But she got the twins too. But nah, you talk too much. You ain't nope, 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 nope. Yeah, I ain't finna have you up in my life like that. You can go back to these papers and say whatever the heck you want to, because you'll have a picture too. Yeah, this time I went and then this happened. You talk too much. You'll have to have her sign an NDA too. Lady, you ain't finna go be telling my story, and I'm just over here trying to see my brother. Talk about Matthew. That's what you need to do. Talk more about Matthew. Because besides them mentioning that Matthew, and I don't know, that could be just the way the person wrote the article. Maybe she did say something about Matthew. Maybe she did say something about Solange, but they know that people are going to read the article and everything because Beyonce is in there, and they maybe edit it that way. Don't know. But the article does not really, they talked about Matthew as far as saying he's the father. She took him to child support, but you talked about how where Beyonce house is located, what car she driving, how much that costs, the tour she on, how much she getting paid. What is Matthew doing? How much he getting paid? What car he drive? Where his house is located? How much his house costs? He's the daddy. Ask that baby pappy. Life. Ask that baby pappy. Like he's the daddy. Beyonce ain't the daddy. So why is her finances and everything is tied into and compared to what he has? Because what Beyonce and it would be different if what Beyonce has was from her daddy. If her daddy paid for her house, if her daddy paid for her car, if he's doing all that and didn't pay for that son's, and he's paying for Beyonce and he paying for Solange, but he's not. Beyonce is grown. She got her money. She had her money when she was young. So everything that she has is from her husband working hard, their businesses, their companies, their tours, their whatever. It's money that she made. So that I feel like that's unfair to compare what Beyonce has and to what her half brother has, and what she is or isn't doing for him. Because anything that she does for him is extra because she doesn't have to do it because that's not her child. Yeah, we was raised family. You look at your, I was raised. My mom was always just your sisters. That's all you get. Just at the end of the day, when all them friends and everything leave, your sisters is all you get. So we was raised that way, but everybody wasn't raised that way. And that like my mama was open and everything to other kids, but if her mama isn't, and she don't have that same connection, and doesn't seem like she really ever knew the boy or have any type of connection to him, she don't have that, she probably don't feel that responsibility to be there for him. Now y'all go ahead and comment. Don't forget to like the video, comment, and let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think she should be there for him? Do y'all think she should reach out to him? Y'all think she should make that mama sign an NDA? Because I would, because she talk too much. Now, you talk too much about Beyonce. You can talk about my daddy all day because I ain't talking to him. That's probably how Beyonce feel. But you steady bringing up my name in these articles. See, that's why I ain't messing with you now. That's how I be. But I ain't saying that's how Beyonce be, because of course I don't even know Beyonce, baby. I ain't got them monies. I ain't got them millions. I'm not in them neighborhoods, y'all. But go ahead and comment. Tell me what y'all think. Tell me what y'all want to talk about next. And like, if y'all new here, go ahead and subscribe. And as I said before, when you subscribe, you have to hit the all in order to see when I'm going live. So y'all have a good night. I'm finna get on out of here, put these keys to bed. Y'all have a good night. Bye.